Bonsoir l'Afrique. It's hashtag time on a Wednesday evening, and boy, oh boy, I cannot wait to get chatting to our special guest tonight. Now, a small hint, he's a legend in the rugby world, but before we get there, Zitlo, great having you in studio with me tonight. What's up?
You know what? I like that small hint because there's nothing small about him. Yes, right? This is going to be epic.
Yeah.
How are you?
Good, good. You're looking great. Are you excited for the show tonight? What's going on?
Absolutely. I'm really excited to be here. It's going to be an absolutely amazing show. But don't forget to follow us on our social media platforms from Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and of course, the World Wide Web.
Oh yes, the World Wide Web is where you can catch more exciting features from Kwese Sports. So let's get started with the party tonight. We feature an athletic genius. Born and raised in Harare, Zimbabwe, he's a mountain of a man and a true gentleman of the sport of rugby. It's none other than the South African rugby legend with over 100 international appearances. It's a warm hashtag welcome to Tendai, the beast in Mtawarira.
What?
Man, firstly, congratulations on that victory against Australia and the All Blacks just a few weeks ago. Hey, must have felt great.
No, it did. Thank you so much, guys. Good to be on your show. No, It was an incredible feeling. Nobody thought we could do it, and we did it. So, yeah.
Hey, man, you know, rugby players like yourself, legends like yourself, always face these type of mountains. And I mean, we did mention at the top of the show that you're a mountain of a guy. How did you get involved in the sport of rugby?
It actually started by force, believe it or not. I used to be a soccer player.
Wow.
I actually used to be a goalie.
No ways. I can't imagine seeing the beast as a goalkeeper.
Yeah, man. I used to be a goalie there in Prospect Primary School in Zimbabwe.
All right.
And rugby got introduced quite late in my school. So I was one of the big boys, obviously, running around a soccer field and a bit clueless. And the rugby coach at the time decided to obviously try and recruit some boys. So he saw me, and then, told me I'm part of the new setup. But I didn't like it, and I didn't enjoy it. But I started to obviously learn the game, and then from there my passion grew.
Oh, wow. Nice.
So you were born and raised in Harare, H-Town, right?
Yep.
How did you end up all the way here in South Africa, in Durban?
Yeah.
Well, we used to tour when I was at school.
Okay.
We used to come for rugby tours and play schools across South Africa, and then it was there, where I was scouted, by one of the Sharks guys, and he saw me. Obviously, he was impressed with what he saw, and he offered me a contract to come and play at the Sharks Academy.
Nice.
As a junior, and then from there finished my school first in Zim. I got on a bus, took about a day to get to Durban, and ever since then I've been based here.
But talk to me about that moment when you got your first contract, the one that you just mentioned. Oh. What was that feeling? Like, oh my God, I got a contract.
It was incredible. I won't lie to you. I didn't sleep. I was so excited, and I just remember the euphoria. Just excited to tell everybody back at home, my mom and dad, that my dream is about to come true. I'm probably become a pro player. So I was just on cloud 12, not even 9.
Wow.
Somewhere up there. Somewhere up there, man.
That's great to hear, Beast. Have you always been a prop?
No, funny enough, I was actually in the back row. I was a loose forward.
Wow.
I used to play number 8. So how my change came along was one of the coaches of the Sharks, he obviously thought to himself that I'm probably not going to become an international rugby player playing a loose forward, but if I change my position, I could change my game and actually become a Springbok in no time. I didn't believe him at the time, and then after 2 years of converting to a lucid prop, I became a Springbok.
I mean, did that in any way alter your dreams? Obviously your coach saying that, if you want to go international, you might just not make it.
It did, and at first it was hard to swallow because I think I'd always seen myself as a number 8 for all my career, and somebody trying to say that I have to change my whole way of thinking. Of course. And but the biggest thing was that I already had the tools, to adjust. I didn't have to change my body shape. I was already built like a prop, so I was already strong enough.
I mean, that must be one of the greatest things to just always have as a rugby player, just that physique, that God-given talent. What are some of your highlights with the Springboks and the Sharks?
Oh, I've got quite a few. I think if I had to maybe single out some. I'd say with the Sharks, winning the Currie Cup 4 times in a row was pretty special.
Oh, would you like to say that again? 4 times in a row?
4 times in a row, man. That was really special. And and then with the Boks, winning the British Lions series in 2009 was really special. And then also beating the All Blacks now for the 7th time 2 weeks ago was also really special, man.
Special feeling, Hazy.
You need to do a bit of that, Yeah, we did that. We did that.
Right, yeah.
So you've joined like a really elite club, 100 caps, 100 international caps. Talk to me about that feeling. What is it like just to be part of all those really big names?
It's overwhelming. I think it hasn't actually sunk in. I'm still trying to actually swallow, the fact that I'm part of that exclusive club.
Yeah.
But I think I really worked hard for it, and it's a sweet feeling knowing that you have achieved something that you've wanted so badly, in your career. So I'm really, really honored to be part of that.
So what perks does it come with? Like do you go to certain places? Like who do you hang out with? What exactly do you get from it? Like let's get into it, man.
Well, you know what? I can tell you for a fact, you get a few nice gifts, that,
Free cars.
bro, you get a car, and then as well you get 2 business slot tickets to anywhere in the world.
Can we talk after this? No?
That needs to happen.
Yeah, we can share that. So it's an incredible feeling, and then as well you also, you get inducted into the Centurion Club, which is a special group of guys. Obviously, all the guys that have played over 100 tests for all the countries. So then from there, you get to go all over the world, all expenses covered, and be part of those fancy occasions and stuff, so which is pretty...
You deserve it. You worked hard. You deserve it. Yes,
I want to be friends with the Beast, right? I definitely want to be friends with the Beast. Let's go back to Wellington, especially, that clash against the All Blacks. Facing the haka must have been just blood pumping.
Yeah, I faced it for... it was my 17th time facing the haka.
17 times?
Yep, I've played the All Blacks 17 times. Will be my 18th coming up now. So
does it ever get old?
It never gets old, I can tell you. Every time I face the haka, man, I enjoy it, and it's a special part of the game, and it's something that shouldn't be taken away. I think a few years back the Aussies were complaining because they were scared.
Yeah.
They were complaining they should take it away, but we love it. As the Springboks, we relish the challenge. So yeah.
Good man.
So what's it like when you're actually watching them doing the haka? Or what is it like? Do you get a bit like intimidated, or it's just...
No, you don't get
calm your nerves down?
Yeah, how do you calm it down?
No, it actually pumps us up more. It gives us a lot of energy. So the whole thing is that when you face the haka, you're supposed to look into the guy's eyes, whichever opposition that you're facing on the day. So if I'm number 1, so I'll be looking at the tight head, the guy I'm going to scrum against, which is Owen Franks.
Yeah.
So I look in his eyes, and then for the whole time we like having a...
I see.
So it's pretty intense, but I love it. After that, I'm ready to go. So I think it gives you lots of energy.
Okay, now talking about all this energy, you've got a really big match coming up with the All Blacks. Like, what are the preparations like? What are you going through to get ready for it?
Yeah, we do a lot of analysis, so a lot of video analysis. So we've got special coaches that do our defense, our attack, and our kicking game, set phase. So you have to go through all your detail. We've got this app called Huddle.
Huddle,
so,
okay.
Yeah, so they put all our match stuff there. So you have to do your own work like prior to meetings, because the coach might ask you, "Did you see that one specific play?" And then you're like, you're stuck, and you have to know your...
Just be like, no, technology happened, like, it just stopped working.
Jeez, well, so you should have told me, then I would have helped you. So you have to always come prepared to the meeting. So it's a lot of video work, because the on-field stuff, we've been training so hard for the last 6 months, so everybody is fit. We don't need to do a lot of actually like running around on the field. We do more mental prep, and so we do the training is like short sessions and intense. So yeah, it's all more mental and just making sure you're ready.
For one moment there, I thought you were going to give away the All Blacks, the plan for Saturday's game. Thank goodness, hey. Oh, Beast. any advice you have for young rugby players out there who are aspiring to also walk in your shoes?
Yeah, I think, the advice I'd give to, just another young person. I remember I used to be that kid, who dreamt of making it, becoming a pro rugby player. And I'll just say to them, you have to work hard, you have to dream big, never let nobody tell you that you can't make it, because, it's all up to you, and no matter what you face, you can overcome. So you just have to be strong-willed and make sure that you set goals, which if it's maybe making just the first team at your high school, you write it down, and then from there on, and then you just keep on putting your goals on paper so you can keep on ticking them off. And then just before you know it, you'll be at the top just like me.
Wow. Did you hear that? You'll be on the top just like me. I hope so many young Africans out there have been inspired by that. But before we let you go, there's so much more that we have got. What may be in this brown envelope beast? All right, so time for some quick fire questions courtesy of my producer. Beast, I've not seen these questions, all right? I promise you, I've not seen them, so I'm not sure what is going to be asked. Okay. All right, are you ready?
Yep, let's do it.
You sure?
I'm sure.
All right, let's get cracking. Z, are you going to help me here? Because, hey, I don't want to get tackled out of studio after these questions.
I've got you, man. I've got you. Once he does that, I'll just get in there, do one or two.
Oh, all right. You look nervous, eh? You look really nervous. All right, question one. Who is the best roommate on tour?
Oh, that's an easy one, Chili Boy.
Chili Boy? Big up, Chili Boy. All right. Who has the biggest mess in the change room? Please don't say it's you.
It's definitely not me. I think it will be Eben. It's a bit.
Really?
Because he's got a lot of strapping, so every time he takes all of his strapping off, and then
leaves a mess.
It piles up on the floor.
All right, great. So, question 3. When on tour, your best music to listen to?
It's definitely my gospel music. It calms me down, it gets me in the zone, so yeah.
Perfect. All right, so what genre of movie do you most watch when flying around the world?
I love action-packed movies. So,
your favorite?
My favorite would be Mission Impossibles, Tom Cruise.
Oh, all of them? All the Mission Impossibles?
Yeah, all the Mission Impossibles, eh?
Wow. Wow. Tell you what, big one. All right, so biggest prankster in the Springbok squad?
That will be Scout Bits.
Oh, my word.
He's a clown.
Has he pulled any pranks on you?
Yeah, he hasn't tried me because I'll probably get him back.
Yeah, it's pretty clear. All right, any superstitions you have?
Oh, yes. Yeah, so this is a funny one. So every time when I play a rugby match, I kind of try and stick to the same pair of undies.
Are you serious? Would you like to say that again?
Let me just move away from you right now.
No,
so not the same underwear.
No, I'm joking.
Do you watch them though?
Yeah, of course.
When do you watch? After a week or?
I only wear them on Saturdays, only for a game.
But a lot of elite athletes like you usually do that. What exactly happens in your mind when you decide, you know what, I'm going to stick to the same undies? What's happening?
It's because probably the few times you wore it, you've been outstanding on the field. So probably put on a man of the match performance and undies, then I just kept them on.
You're still in that zone.
Yeah, like, whoa, these are my lucky.
All right, great. Who benches more in the gym, you or Ebenezer?
Probably be a tie.
A tie? How much do you guys go?
190 kgs.
190 kilograms. Okay, last one. Who is quickest over 50 meters, you or Pio Janti?
Oh, my Lord, I wouldn't even try and race a Pio. A Pio is blitz. He's too quick.
Too quick?
Too quick.
Really? Old school versus new school, so he wins?
He wins by a long shot.
All right, fantastic. Well, Africa, the beast is still with us right until the end of the show. So great getting to know a little bit more about him. But coming up, Ms. Vimbai from Nigeria, and the Ryder Cup stays in Europe. See you shortly.
How good was that for you?
4 out of 4.
Yeah. I'd give you 5 out of 5, Frankie.
Am I the only person that finds that absolutely cheesy from Tommy Fleetwood, guys? Really?
And it's just perfect. I mean, they did really well in the Ryder Cup, so they deserve that. You don't think it's funny?
Well, yeah, well, a bit taking jabs at Team USA, if you know what I mean.
They have the right to do that. That's the only time you can do that.
Yeah. What do you think? Did you watch the Ryder Cup? You couldn't. You were too busy beating the Aussies, weren't you?
Yeah, I was too busy on the field, but I caught a glimpse of it. I know Team Europe won, and yeah, I'm actually quite a big fan of Rory McIlroy, you know. We got to meet him the one time when we played in Ireland. Yeah, quite a remarkable guy. He's a big fan of rugby, so that's probably as much as I know about
Great. Now, more on the Ryder Cup that's coming up a little bit later. But first, Miss Mumbai caught up with Jonathan Majan, who is the PR manager for Nigerian sports apparel brand Afa Sports. Afa Sports made history at the FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup when they became the first African brand to ever sponsor uniforms for an international basketball competition as official sponsor for the Nigerian De Tigers women's team. The team performed exceptionally well at the World Cup and were eventually knocked out by USA in the quarterfinals. However, they have been praised across social media for their great effort. Now, Jonathan gives us a little insight into their partnership and what he feels the Tigers did right.
Great. So I'm with Jonathan, who's the PR manager for Afa Sports, or actually for CSE, right? How are you doing?
Fine, thank you very much.
Okay, so I want to zero in on Afa Sports because Afa Sports is the one that's trending at the moment. What led you guys to decide to partner with the Nigerian women's basketball team?
It all started when, the CEO of the company, Ugo, first moved back to Nigeria, and they couldn't find any partners, pretty much, to supply basketballs, to supply the apparel for the teams, for CBL. And they were just like, okay, why don't we just start our own clothing apparel brand, and make it and cater to the needs of Africans. So I know, for example, the basketballs they were using weren't really conducive for humid surroundings. So it led to a lot of turnovers, a bunch of things. So one of the things that we've created is like basketballs that tailor to the needs of the Nigerian environment. So without the air conditioning or anything like that, it will still be used and the performance will still be high.
And so that was another major milestone, not just for Afa Sports, but for African brands and apparel in general, because you guys made history as the first African brand to have sponsored a team at the Basketball World Cup. Am I correct?
Yes, we're the first ever brand that has sponsored a team at this level anywhere. And, just to put that into perspective, the last time the Tigers made the World Cup was in 2006. And they finished last. We finished last in that tournament, and they didn't make the next one. And now we came into this tournament ranked second to last. And after the first game, where there was a narrow loss to Australia, obviously, we just pushed on from there and just won game after game after game after game. So, it showed a lot of resilience from the girls. They really, really performed well. But I think also the fact that they were powered by an African brand behind them that could tailor-make the clothes to exactly what they need really, really helped them as well.
Okay, so apart from that, what else do you feel was their edge? Because this has been a very monumental time for the Tigers and for African women's basketball as a whole. So what do you think was different this year that you can say, okay, you know what? And hopefully what are some lessons that other female African teams can learn to even just qualify?
Okay, so I think from top to bottom, from the Nigerian Basketball Federation, the new administration with the president, Mr. Musa Kida, to the vice president, Mr. Babs, to Ugo, to everyone who has worked with the federation, they've done a phenomenal job from top to bottom in terms of keeping the team cohesion together. They first had a camp in Atlanta for about a month or so, played a couple of friendly games, got the team synergy together, and then came to Nigeria and then played more games in Nigeria. So even though a lot of the girls even just met each other for the first time, there was a bit of time for them to get to know each other and, work on their team chemistry. And that's why you also see that, maybe after the first game, when the nerves were still there, it wasn't there. But after that, they were just able to push on.
Your predictions for the Tigers moving forward, what do you think is their next major milestone?
Cup, to get a medal at the Olympics. Those are milestones we should be looking forward to.
Okay, I'm going to put this interview in a time capsule so we can bring it out when these milestones are crossed. But Jonathan, thank you so much. This has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
This has been wonderful. So until next time, I'm Mtawarira from Lagos. Bye, guys.
Oh, always lovely to have Ms. Mtawarira bringing us some exciting updates from the African continent. Did you notice anyone in that insert that you might remember from back in the day, Beast? A certain old high school mate?
Oh, can you believe this? Me and Mtawarira were in the same class at school.
What?
Wow.
Like, that's insane. How did that even happen?
Crazy now. So it was in high school. She went to Peter House Girls and I was Peter House Boys. So we used to do lectures together. Just for A-levels. So that's how we got to spend time. So I actually know her very well.
Wow, small world, Hazy.
Well, you know what? I'm not even going to say whom I think was the clever one of the two. But moving on to football, Jose Mourinho seems to have lost the confidence and respect of his players in the Man United changing rooms. It is no surprise that his relationship with the most expensive player, Paul Pogba, has been strained for a while now, and it appears that more players, such as Alex Sanchez and Anthony Martial, share the same sentiments. This revelation comes after a press conference held before the Champions League match against Valencia. He was asked if his job was on the line and he denied it. Mourinho also faced questions over whether his players still care enough to back him following an abject performance in the 3-1 defeat at West Ham. He replied, "I think some care more than others." Now, Mourinho is known to never last at least for like 3 years in a club because of his style of coaching, which is confrontational and doesn't always build a long-term solid team. So perhaps his time with United has come to an end. Arthur, you're all about the Man United life. Do you think it's time for him to go?
Well, Jose Mourinho, he's lost the locker room. I think that's something that is very, very, very evident. He's lost the locker room. And players that play for big clubs normally express their frustrations in this way. They wait for an opportunity when, they can post something on social media that can just cause a whole big, massive ripple effect. And so I think that's something that is very, very, very important for Mourinho to get right before he might be shown the door at Old Trafford. And bringing it back to, a sport that you're familiar with, that being rugby. When the coach wants something to be done, how do you just go on and receive, his instructions, knowing that it's for the better of the team? If you have frustrations, how do you express them?
Yeah, I think it's, for me, it's really important that, that relationship between the coach and players is very strong. And especially if there's any mixed messages, between the coach and the players, that's going to be evident on the field. So you have to make sure that, whatever he tries to get to the team, he also gets feedback, from the players that are they happy with what he's trying to do? Because I think right now, probably, in the Jose Mourinho situation, I think he's trying to probably drive a certain agenda that the players are not so happy about. Maybe Paul Pogba, maybe he's such a big star and he just needs maybe, a little bit more room to do whatever he wants, or just a bit more freedom. So I think Jose, he wants to probably try to control everything, so which is probably not the right way to go about it. So I think for being a player myself, I like it when a coach empowers the players to take over, and then you feel like you actually have control of, on where you're going, just the coach driving, driving and being a dictator. So I think I see Jose as a bit of a dictator there at Old Trafford. So.
Wow.
Dictator Jose. Now, talking about the clubs, you can even mention your club, really. Who has more precedence? Is it the coach or the players? Who's got the clout?
Yeah.
It's definitely the players.
Yeah.
The players got, you got the power. So the coach has to tread carefully, because in the end, if the players are not happy with him, then he's probably going to go.
Yeah.
Players got the power.
Ooh, got the power.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness, we've run out of time again. I cannot believe it. Beast, it was so great having you in studio. All the best for the test against the All Blacks on Saturday.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I can't believe it's come to an end. I'm really enjoying this.
So what's next for you after this very illustrious career? What are you thinking of doing afterwards?
So it looks like I'll be, heading into the corporate world.
Oh, you sound so sad about it.
No, I joke. I'm actually excited, I won't lie. I've been setting a few businesses aside, and I'm involved in a security company, Fidelity. Maybe you might have heard of it.
Yeah.
One of the directors, and also a shareholder.
la-di-da.
So I've been working hard at that. So I'm actually excited, looking forward to getting my feet and my hands stuck in there 24/7. But
No longer in the gym, working out, training, all that.
no longer sweating every single day. And but I guess this game, it's a privilege to play this game. It's special. It has given me so much. And I can't even start telling you. It'll take the whole day for me to tell you how much it has given me. But I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful. And one day when I hang my boots, I'll make sure that I've done justice,
I think you have, eh?
Done justice. Cannot wait. Oh my goodness. All right, to our beautiful Queercified hashtag viewers. Same time, same place, next week, Wednesday, 8:30 Central Africa time. From myself and the rest of the team, it's a Beast Wednesday. Bye.
You simply